This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Introduction to background of research methodology. Research methodology is a structure or plan for the study that directs the entire process of data collection and analysis of data. Research can be defined as a scientific mode of solving problems by adopting logical steps. Research methodology is valuable in explaining the process and product of scientific inquiry. Research methodology uses scientific tools to describe and analyze methods, shed light on their limitations, and clarify their presuppositions and consequences. Research design. This is exploratory research. Data collection will involve the use of questionnaires. Questionnaires will contain both close-ended and Likert scale questions. Data obtained through the questionnaires will be qualitative. Qualitative methods offer an enhanced perception of the research problem by analyzing the first-person experience, thus requiring only a small sample size to generate an accurate result. Another merit of qualitative design is that it uses more flexible tools and an iterative technique of obtaining and classifying answers to questions. On the other hand, qualitative analysis has several shortcomings. First, it may be difficult to compare responses, due to its nature of flexibility and use of open-ended questions. Second, qualitative analysis may be subject to bias since the researcher uses his judgments to categorize data. In this study, we decided to use qualitative research design because the study seeks to explore the underlying structure of employees' justice perceptions in the context of their organization's performance appraisal practices. However, quantitative methods will obtain use together with qualitative methods in analyzing collected data. Sampling. The population for this study will be from different levels of employees at ADNOC Company and the Ministry of Education. These two companies provide two various services. One is oil production and the other is an educational service in United Arab Emirates. The study will require a sample of 200 employees from both companies to participate in this study. Random sampling will obtain used in selecting 100 employees from each of these companies. This study will rely on these two companies to ensure that employees from different diversities and with diverse experiences obtain selection for the reliability of collected data. Method type. This study will use quantitative research methods in analyzing qualitative data. Quantitative research can be defined as the conversion of empirical statements to numeric form for easier analysis. Similarly, Creswell defines quantitative research as a form of research that seeks to explain trends through gathering numerical data which should be analyzed using statistical methods. Quantitative methods have several advantages. First, they can analyze vast amounts of data by converting them into numeric form. Also, quantitative methods are more reliable than qualitative methods as they employ scientific methods which are not prone to bias. This study will use quantitative methods of research to ease the analysis of empirical statements. This is because this study will collect data from a broad sample. In particular, the study will use SPSS statistical tool for analysis. Questionnaire design. This is both qualitative and quantitative research. Data collection will involve the use of questionnaires. The questionnaires will contain two parts. The first part, labeled Part A, will seek to establish personal information about the employees and will obtain confidential treatment to protect the identity of respondents. The second part, labeled Part B, will contain graphic rating scale questions with 5 options using the Likert scale: 1. Completely disagree, 2. Disagree, 3. Fairly agree, 4. Agree, 5. Completely agree. Each variable will obtain representation by a single item. Instrument to present data. Instruments refer to tools used in data collection. These instruments must be chosen carefully since they can reduce work and time when structured well. The proposed study will make use of questionnaires to collect data from respondents. The study will also use SPSS to analyze the results. Proper tabulation will be necessary for the effective application of the SPSS tool. Pilot study. The purpose of the pilot test will be to test the credibility of the survey. We will choose 20 respondents comprising 10 from each company to participate in the pilot survey. This test is essential as it will enable the researcher to realize some obstacles that employees may face while answering the survey questions. In case of any problems and errors, questions should be corrected until the survey becomes suitable. On the other, if these questions do not need rectification, they should be employed for the main sample of 200, and the pilot test sample should be integrated into the main sample. Besides, the pilot test will help the researcher to estimate the amount of time that the main sample might require to complete the survey. Research steps and procedures. Studying the organization where we want to apply this research strategy. Setting up objectives of the research. Constructing a questionnaire that relates to the purpose of the study. Conducting the study across various echelons of employees at 2 organizations, including the ADNOC and Ministry of Education. Coordinating with the company's public relation department to assess respondents and get questionnaires and get completed. Collected data will obtain tabulation according to the requirements of SPSS to aid analysis. Feeding collected data into SPSS, which we shall use in analyzing data. Also, the collected data obtain categorization and display through charts and bar graphs. Creating a report on the findings of the study. Analyzing and interpreting collected data. Establishing a conclusion of the study from obtained results. Comparing conclusions obtained from the study with a few other studies to find out any consistencies and differences. Making some suggestions and recommendations derived from the study. Questionnaire procedure. Participants will obtain questionnaires. Respondents will provide answers to both closed and Likert scale questions. The sample will undergo the interview process on different days of the week and different times to obtain impartial data. The timings will obtain announced after the pretest takes place. Data analysis and interpretation. Data for analysis will derive from responses in the questionnaires. Data analysis will integrate both qualitative and quantitative techniques of data analysis. The first step in the qualitative analysis of data will be data reduction. This is the process of choosing, focusing, abridging, conceptualizing, and converting the data obtained from fieldwork. After examination, data will obtain coding for easier retrieval based on how each data set helps meet the research objectives. Coding will involve the demarcation of different segments in the data collected. At the same time, quantitative methods will obtain used in analyzing descriptive statistics obtained from the Likert scales. SPSS will obtain used in analyzing results. Did you like this research methodology concept sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the free database of academic paper examples at ivpanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs, without even having to register.